right people. I think I'm recording, not too sure. First bike review that I've ever done. So today I'm reviewing my CB1100 that I've had for nearly 2 years now. It's been a fun time having this bike. It's been reliable, probably the most reliable bike I've ever had, and I just love it. A lot of you might think, well, there's a lot of bikes in this category of motorbikes, and how comes I chose the Hondas, or the Honda to be more specific. I've got two now. Well, primarily I would say it's the reliability of Honda. They, by a long shot, probably the most reliable bikes on the market. I mean, all the Japanese are, but Honda and Yamahas are pretty much the most reliable. And second of all is the style, the look. I've always liked the classic looks, the retro looking. So yeah, I went for the Honda. Now, in case you might wonder why didn't I go for the Triumph or the BMW or any other make that sort of makes retro bikes, but the answer is pretty simple. I had a BMW before, which I quite liked. I like the way the bike rides. That was a R850R, but I hated the way it looked. Now the R9T, arguably, it's a much better looking bike, but I just can't really seem to get along with the engine, with the boxer and the sound and the BMW engineering. Yes, it's easy to work on, as in service here, but anything that goes wrong other than that, you're pretty much stuck and you're having to go back to the dealership where they charge you an arm and a leg. Like, take as an instance, to change your clutch on any other Japanese bike will probably cost you 150 to 200 quid, and you'll probably be able to do it yourself. If you got half a clue of what you're doing, you're pretty much there. On a BMW, or well, specifically the boxer engine, it would be an absolute nightmare. You've got to strip the bike all the way down, you've got to split the engine into half, it's just a nightmare. So on paper it's probably a better bike. It's got more brake horsepower. I think it stands around 120, whereas this only got 80. But to me, 75 to 80 brake horsepower, I think it's a sweet spot. Well, I know you might be thinking, well, that's not a lot, you know, like you need 100 plus and rah rah rah, and you know, that's fair. If that's what you need, that's completely fine. I just think that, to me, anything over 80 to 100, I think that's a lot. And for the road use, I think you're either gonna die or lose your license, one or the other. I mean, it's not a must, because you don't have to use all that power. I mean, I was watching a video the other day of this guy from MCN. His name is Michael Nidsi, I think, and he's currently got a KTM Super Duke, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That's got 180 brake horsepower, and he was saying himself, you don't actually need that power, you don't use that power. But what you do get with the high-powered motorbikes is that you get all the fancy gadgets, the TFT displays, and the cornering ABS, and the top of the range suspension. And it's not necessarily the actual output of the power, it's just what comes with it. But like I said, to me, I'm not really fussed about all that. I mean, this has got an ABS. It's got a sticker ABS, and that's the most important gadget to me, really. Anything else I'm not particularly fussed about, because I like the classic, as you can see. I like the classic look. I did have a go on a Bonneville the 900, I think it was, years and years ago. But I don't really, I don't know, I didn't really rate it. I think it was a bit underpowered, what it felt like. The noise of it, I wasn't particularly impressed with, and it didn't handle too well at all. Maybe that was just that particular one, because that was the only one I've ridden. But styling, yes, 100%, such a good looking bike. I mean, especially the street scrambler, I think it's called, because obviously the bonnet comes in many different trims and settings, and that's probably one of my favorite ones. Spoked wheels, it looks the absolute business. Lovely looking bike. So I would potentially love one of them. I mean, if I can have a go on it, then I might make up my mind one day, never know. But so far, this Honda, to me, it does me really good. And for what I need it for, I don't commute every day on a bike, but I do need a bike to be able to commute when need be. So I need a bike that I go to the garage, press the button, boom, and she starts every single time. And this so far has never ever disappointed me. It's such a good bike. I previously had, well, many bikes, but my previous bike was a Street Triple 675, and I'll tell you what an amazing bike that was. It was like a lawnmower on acid, like such a sweet engine. I've predominantly had my whole life twins in different configurations, from boxers to V-twins to L-twins to parallel. Did I have parallel? I did have a courtesy bike as a parallel. So pretty much, yeah, almost, I'd say, configurations of twins, and I love them all, and I always thought I'm going to be a twin man for the rest of my life, until I got this, and this is my first inline four. I had a 3-cylinder, the Triumph, and I thought, I never liked the inline fours because you have to really rev them to get the powers out of them. At the time when I had a Ducati Monster, one of my mates had an R6, and that goes up to 26,000 revs, if I remember, if I'm not wrong. And I remember getting on it, and I was in third gear doing 30 miles per hour because I'm a lazy rider, and twist throttle and nothing happened, and I was like, this bike's not fast. It's like a 250. It's like it barely even moved, and I thought, I'm not liking this very much. And obviously the revs built up, and I was like, bam, and the power just exploded. So yeah, it was fast when it gets up to revs, but I felt like you got to ride it like you're on a racetrack, and if you use it for the road purposes only or commuting, that just didn't really appeal to me. So I had to go on other bikes in 9.4s, and some of them are better than others. Obviously the R6 is probably the more extreme one out of the bunch, but yeah, not a big fan of the 4s, and I bought this bike, and despite the fact that it is a 4, it's an inline 4, it does have a lot of torque low down, so it doesn't require a lot of screaming and that sort of stuff. So I actually quite liked it. You can rev it if you wish, and she makes a sound like no other. I mean, well, a lot of Japanese bikes sound like this, but we'll find a little quiet spot here somewhere where I can show you around the bike. Take a couple of pictures. Yeah, so I love the sound of them. And so far she's pretty much stock, apart from the exhaust. I don't know what's happened here actually, that's just lately popped up. So there she is, CB1100A. There's another model with cast wheels. I don't know if there's any other difference but the wheels, but yeah, she's pretty much stock. She comes up with heated grips, which I really love. The only thing I've changed was the aftermarket exhaust, which I bought in from AliExpress for like next to nothing. I can't remember, 50 quid or whatever. But yeah, they sound brilliant, and I found another pair of arrows, whatever you call them. Don't even know where they're from. Maybe Italy. Yeah, they're about 650 quid. So I can't really bring myself together to pay 600 quid for 2 scaffolding poles, which they're probably going to sound very much the same as this, but obviously they look a bit different and arguably better. Obviously the looks of the bike, it's very subjective whether you like it or not. She's a bit dirty currently, but I just love it. I love the way it looks, I love the way it sounds, I love everything about it. Like I said, she's been reliable, fun to ride, not powerful enough to get you out of trouble, but not too powerful to get you in trouble, if that makes any sense. She's due for a clean, but hey ho, we move. Yeah, I had it for 2 years, and like I said, I've never had any issues with it. The only thing I've done to it, it's change the oil, the filters. I haven't actually got around to change the spark plugs yet, and I'm not even sure the interval for it, but I bought it at 7,000 miles, and I think I've got about 12 now, so I have done a little bit of riding. But yeah, this is my CB1100, a bike that I'll probably keep forever. I have got another bike, and I'm probably going to buy another one, and God knows how many other bikes, but this is the bike I love, and I'll probably keep for the rest of my life, because it's just such a timeless looking bike. Like I said, it ticks all the boxes. Yeah, it's good for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. If you consider buying one, buy it. Just buy it.